Hello, viewers, and I'm back again. This time, we're gonna take a look at my top 15 before the rehearsals from all the acts in the second semi-final of the Eurovision Song Contest. Now, as you may know, of course, as I just said, this is basically based on the essays of every song, and based on my original ranking from my top 35 almost a month ago. But yeah, and yes, this doesn't affect what would be my potential qualifiers or my non-qualifiers. Of course, everything should still change, of course, as I just said. And also, there are a couple of changes in some of the songs that I have ranked. Some of them went up, some of them went down. But you get the point because it is what it is. So with that matter and with that out of the way, let's just get this ranking started because there's a lot of things to talk about. So as I just said, we're gonna start from the bottom to the top, and we're gonna get to it. So let's get started with Azerbaijan, which is number 15 on the list, with Jiva with the song "Just Go." And I just downgraded her song ranking to a beat here for that reason because the song is basically decent enough, but it's basically a very decent ballad. Of course, there wasn't even much anything special, but Up next is Jonas Love with the song "Ya Ya Ya" for Norway, and from what I can tell, it's still A minus, despite the fact that the song is neat. Consider the fact that it has Jonas's interesting vocals. I have to say that this song is still alright, though, especially for the most part, but it is. So let's move on now. Number 13 is Advara's song Anna, or Anna, thus I have to say here because it's really hard to pronounce all the languages, so I have to say Anna, yeah, but it's spelled as E with a line and an A with a line, yeah. So I'm really weird at pronouncing other languages, so apologies for that. But from what I can tell, Anna is a very great song, especially in a very great ballad, and thanks to Adva's very amazing voice and everything like that. The production is impressive, but yes, of course, so you know what I mean. The song's beautiful, as I can tell. Another song that made it through, of course, something like that, to the list, number 12 is Veronica Fusawa with the song Alice for Switzerland. I also rated it an A minus because the song is interesting enough, but for that matter, despite the fact that it's not so competitive that way, the song is interesting because of the fact that the overall genre of alternative rock, something like that, is interesting enough. But so yeah. Let's move on to number 11 now. That is Aiden with the song Bella for Malta. Same story, of course. The song's beautiful, of course. Bella, Bella, So let's move on now. Number 10 now is Alice with the song None. And of course, same reason as I can tell. It is also great. And despite the fact that the revamp also garnered much more attention, the production's much more, professional, of course, as I can tell. His focus is still impressive. So let's move on now to Eva Maria from Luxembourg with the song Mother Nature. Still great. I still love her bringing, the violin, but it is impressive. But still, it is decent enough. So let's move on up, and we're going to take a look at some of the songs that after on the A tier now. So of course there are some entries that have went up from A to A plus, some up from A minus to A, but And let's move on now with Simon with the song Paloma Bumba for Armenia, which is number 8. Right? Yeah, number 8. So this song is still an interesting pop, something like that. But yeah, I really like the vocals and overall tone. The tempo is interesting, of course, but it is energetic. So you know what I mean. So the song is good. But let's move on now. And yes, we have one of the songs that have upped its ranking here. So Daniel Siska with Crossroads for Czechia is still a very great ballad, but I really love his vocals, and overall the tone is impressive. But the lyrics is still alright though. So, and despite the fact that it's still beautiful enough, I had to up its ranking to an A tier. Up next, still an A tier, is Dava with Banga Banga. So, tone is impressive. It's still a really interesting mix of other stuff, much like Prey, but much better though. And even though that it is still a bop, it's still alright though. But I don't think if this will qualify, despite from what I can tell from the wanting older stuff and from other analysis that I could get, but So what's Will One now? That's number 6, and now onto the top 5 now. So let's move on with Alexandra Capitanescu with Choke Me from Romania. It's still a great song. I really love the overall tone of it, which is so wicked, and her focus is still impressive. Of course, it's still a rock song. It's still a very great one, but still, it is impressive. I also have to say the same thing for Antigone with the song Jala for Cyprus. The overall tone is so impressive. It blends Cypriot culture with interesting elements, but still it was great. So yeah. And now on to the A, of course. Sorry, I'm now on to the A plus tier now. So number 3 is Lalaka with the song Mitnim, and I gave it an A plus for that reason because, of course, it's still beautiful. It still shows hope. Of course, it still blends English and Ukrainian. Of course, the usual Ukrainian songs. Ever since the war, but you know what I mean. Up next on the list is Delta Drum with Eclipse, which is a very great song and a very great contender to win Eurovision, you might ask, because the song is beautiful, her focus is extremely beautiful, the overall tone and production is amazing, and this song from Australia is such beautiful that I upped its ranking to an A plus for that reason, and of course it's one of the reasons that why I'm so excited for this year's Eurovision Song Contest. This song may win, hopefully. And another one and to end off this ranking is Santa Lund with the song Fargahen from Denmark. Of course, same reason as I can tell from my previous ranking. It is great. I really love his vocals. Staging is of course amazing. So I used to have it A tier, but now I upped it to an A plus. So that's it for my ranking from the second semifinal before the rehearsals, which is not connected to what we mean by potential qualifiers and non-qualifiers. Let's recap and so for you. So Azerbaijan, Norway, Latvia, Switzerland, Malta, Albania, Luxembourg, Armenia, Czechia, Bulgaria, Romania, Cyprus, Ukraine, Australia, and Denmark. And the big four in Austria are excluded here, of course, But yeah, of course, this ranking is interesting enough to say that I have absolutely finished it. So you know what I mean. So that's it for this ranking. So what I have to do for the next couple of days, of course, I will still do rankings for some upcoming a little bit more entries. Of course, we just. As of the time I'm recording, we just got a cover of Andromeda, the co-op version, of course, and yeah, but there are some interesting developments that will be coming along very soon, including my first sort of video essay, but this one is regarding to how Eurovision Asia has been developed over the past 2 decades. That will be coming up very soon once I finish making some stuff on my 2 upcoming videos on the main channel, Duncan Nichols, which you can subscribe as well, but you know what I mean. And also there will be some major developments coming along very soon, so stick around for that as we get through the Eurovision month, of course, which will be a month away from now. So yeah. Of course. So with that matter, that's it for today's video here on ESC-DN. Please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. You can also check out my socials and my Linktree link in the channel's homepage, of course. My name is Duncan Nichols. Thank you for watching, and we'll always be united by music.